Good evening, Generals. Thank you so much for attending the Brookby Family W&L Athletics Award Ceremony so that we could celebrate the accomplishments of you all that have made on the court, track, mat, the course, ring, pool, and field, in addition to your success and hard work in the classroom and as a member of the W&L community. It is my pleasure to kick off tonight's activities, but before I hand over the mic to Jan, I want to say thank you to you guys, the student athletes, for making my job the best in the world. Getting to watch you do the things that you love, day in and day out, making breathtaking buzzer beaters, pinning career-long rivals, setting new personal bests, breaking program records, sinking hole-in-ones, and lifting ODAC trophies as the underdogs at a rival school make all the late nights, early mornings, 70-hour work weeks, and growing more stress-related gray hairs worth it. But most of all, you are outstanding humans. For those of you graduating later this month, I can't wait to see all the good you do in your next chapter. Would you now please welcome the Michael F. Walsh Director of Athletics, Jan Hathorn.
Thank you, Sydney. Good evening. We can do better. Good evening. Nice. There's that spirit. Before we get into the awards presentations, I want to take a moment to share some of my thoughts about this year in athletics. When I think about all the ways you have represented W&L this year, words like inspiring, gritty, joy, intensity, tenacity, and thrilling come to mind. This year, like many others before it, ran the gamut of typical athletics experiences. It was filled with the highs and lows and the drama that makes athletics athletics, while also having those moments that look just like another day at the office. Very little drama, just workmanlike focus and intensity. And in either case, when all was said and done, it seemed like there was another record-setting performance or another first, another moment of excellence for the Generals at the end of the day. There are myriad examples of this that you'll see and hear about throughout the ceremony, and each and every one symbolizes exactly what collegiate sport is all about. Young women and men striving for excellence in their academics and their sport. Most people would not choose to pour themselves into their academics while also pouring themselves into their sport. And most people wouldn't spend the extra time it takes to improve their skills or to support a teammate. Most people aren't willing to sacrifice much in order to study and compete at the highest level, day to day, week to week, month to month, and year to year. But here's the thing, you're not most people. And I maintain that the reason behind your excellence, it's the foundation of it really, is that you're not most people. Most people can't do what you do and achieve what you've achieved, in part because most people aren't willing. And most people care more about the outcome than the process. But that's where you're not like most people. With you, it's not what you did, it's how you did it. You did all of this with determination and intention. You did it with respect and sportsmanship. You did it with heart, out of love and joy. And you embraced the process. Every day, you made the conscious choice to compete with the right way, with the highest of character, and represent W&L with class and distinction. And in the end, you demonstrated that the highest level of competition is anything but devoid of character and integrity, but is in fact filled with it. This is what it means to be a general. And this is why we are so proud of you. So don't ever forget, you are not most people. You're a general. Thank you. You'll soon be learning more about all that you've accomplished, but there are a few numbers I want to highlight. As of today, 609 student athletes and 104 multi-sport athletes. 494 of you achieved a W&L Scholar Athlete Award of 3.5 GPA or better during one or both terms of this academic year. That's 81%. of our student athletes with a 3.5 GPA or better. That's amazing. Congratulations. And not to leave out those folks who had a 4.0, 41 of you had a 4.0 in 2 terms, 46 of you in at least 1 term. That's another amazing accomplishment. Thank you. So if you'll turn your attention to the screen, we're excited to show you the year in review video highlighting all you've accomplished. right, one last bit of news for you. Let me find my, I got last minute text from our
from staff here in the building here. So other recipients have been in the past has been former baseball coach Jess Stickley. You've had Neil Cunningham, who is women's soccer coach, who got this, and then in the past you had athletic custodian Sheila Campbell. So this year I have the honor to recognize actually a trio of recipients for this award. Each honoree has served as an invaluable member of the Washington and Lee Sports Network broadcast team, and they've done that for the past 3 years. They've provided play-by-play, coach, color commentary, and behind-the-scenes announcing of the contest that if your family and friends couldn't be at the sports, they are the ones who welcomed what was going on the field or on the court into the home. And so now the trio was that were at the center of making this happen. The reason they were so successful taking a broadcast into your family's homes from the above average to the outstanding level being excellent is partially due, or is not partially due, is in no small part due to the countless hours they spent preparing for the broadcasts, producing replays during the competitions, and reporting them and doing some reporting from the sidelines or on the field. You've given them to your credit and to their credit, you've given them just a remarkable amount of work to do over this last year. So because they were there doing for all the home games, they took care of for the ODAC championships, for the NCAA championships. they were right there making sure that everybody was given the good information. Unfortunately, you probably didn't get to see a whole lot of it because you were busy, but I can assure you that it was really professionally done and very well done. So just to let you know, accolades that were rained on these individuals have not just come from WNL parents and fans, but also from parents and coaches at other institutions, the schools that we are competing against or would be competing against. And they were impressed with the level of knowledge, the analysis, and the professionalism that these individuals exhibited during their broadcasts. The truth is that WNL athletic broadcasts would not be where they are or what they are today without Andrew, Jack, and Sean's dedication to the athletic program, to supporting you on the field. These three will be greatly missed after this academic year, but before they go, I get the pleasure to recognize seniors Andrew Arnold, Jack Hunter, and Sean Lee as the recipients of the 2024 Cub League Award. Come on up. Oh boy. Congratulations. Before I turn the microphone over to Brian Snyder, who's going to give the next award, rock and roll this weekend for the next round for all of you athletes out there competing at the next level. So, good luck.
Thank you all for being here tonight. This is always a really special event, in my opinion. I've been to a lot of these, and I always really enjoy getting to see all of you and relive all the accomplishments from throughout the year. So this evening, it's my pleasure to present the JL Lefty Newell Award. This award was established in 1984. It's presented annually to a non-playing student who has served WNL teams as an outstanding volunteer and contributed to the success of those teams. Recent recipients of this prestigious award include Joshua Valdez, class of 2022, shout out volleyball team manager, and Hannah Wendell, class of 2023. The winner of the 2024 award is senior mathematics and music double major Duncan Hart. Duncan has been a mainstay in the athletics communications office, serving as a game day worker over the past 4 years, and has remained active in helping collect statistical information and assisting with various game operational jobs, such as the clock and scoreboard. Since his junior year, Hart has also been performing the national anthem at home athletic events on his violin. On days that Duncan performs the anthem, WNL has amassed an overall record of 62, 11, and 2, which and that includes a 9-1 mark in conference postseason play and a 5-1 record in NCAA tournament games. Head field hockey coach Gina Wills had this to say about Duncan, quote, "Duncan's performances of the national anthem before games have made game day special. I appreciate his support of our teams and the athletics department and think he is very worthy of the nomination." And our Associate Director of Athletics, Bethany Danley, wrote in her nomination, "I think Duncan has shown tremendous dedication to the success and experience of student athletes throughout his contributions to both athletics communication as well as playing the national anthem at home competitions. His recent email wanting to maintain the live anthem performances is indicative of how much he cares. His positive spirit, willingness to contribute his time and effort, and genuine passion for WNL athletics makes him deserving of this award." Unfortunately, Duncan is not able to join us today as he's recovering from a minor medical procedure. Accepting the award on his behalf is his friend and wrestler, Isaiah Wilson. I'll now invite my boss, Jan Hawthorne, back to the podium.
He's a mess. We have a few special recognitions. First, I want to thank the Brookby family for their generous support of this award ceremony. Former student athletes Harry Brookby, class of 1966, his brother Bo, class of 1972, and their mother, Mrs. Harry Brookby, gave a generous gift to Washington and Lee Athletics as an expression of their love and appreciation for the university, and to honor what W&L Athletics has meant to them and their family throughout their lives. Their gift helped sponsor this event. The Brookbys are not here this evening, but let's thank them for their generosity with a round of applause. We can't do it without you. That's the motto we use for our colleagues who make things go. They do all the behind-the-scenes work to make sure you're able to practice and compete every day. Most of them dislike public recognition, but hear me say this: they are so proud of you and what you do, and it makes them proud to do the work they do. They represent what's best about Washington and Lee because it takes all of us to make what we do come together. Please turn your attention to the screen while we recognize each of them. Administrative assistants, Denise Bachelor and Carolyn Mayo. Certified athletics trainers, Josh Williamson, Matt Phillips, Katie Shank, Janelle Kratz, Brian Duclos, and Giovanna Lansdowne. Athletics equipment crew, Shamar Brandy, manager, Debbie Brown, and John Roberts. Equipment and facilities maintenance crews, outdoor crew, J.B. Harris, Matthew Nicely, tennis, Tim Hill, Ethan DeSilvi, and Josh Jones. Indoor crew, Garfield Garrison, William Hicks, Courtney Coffey, Michelle Hostetter, Danny Higgins, Tasha Sorrells, and Josh Jones. Strength and Conditioning and Fitness Center, Dave Foreman, Aaron Gibson, and Patty Colleton. And to the people who make all this and all that record-setting statistical work possible through their tireless efforts throughout the year, our Athletics Communications Office, Director Sydney Anderson, Associate Director Will Wallace, Assistant Director Matt Eager, and Athletic Broadcaster and Multimedia Creative Specialist Ryan Connell. Nice family photo, don't you think? We have a couple friends we want to recognize tonight for the many ways they've made us who we are today. Garfield Garrison has served W&L for the past 10 years plus and will be retiring from his role as an indoor facilities crew member at the end of May. Garfield always has a quick smile and a friendly hello wherever he is and no matter what he is doing. He has been integral to the work of our PE classes and our home contests as the person who sets up nets, bleachers, scorers tables, and all the other manner of equipment that we need to teach and compete with. And he's been a steadfast supporter of you and your athletics accomplishments. Garfield does not relish the limelight, so we are especially grateful this evening that he has agreed to be here to accept a memento from us, and thanks for his dedication and service to each and every one of us. Please join me in a round of applause to thank him. One of your biggest fans and supporters is someone you know, but you may not have realized, sits in the stands and quietly and steadfastly bleeds blue. That person is Dean Sidney Evans. As you know, she serves as the Vice President of Student Affairs and Dean of Students, and will be retiring at the end of June after having served W&L for 24 years, 13 of which were as Vice President and #1 cheerer for student athletes. Dean Evans's accomplishments as your dean are numerous, and knowing her, she would rather I didn't list them all, because if you're not aware, Dean Evans doesn't like the limelight either. But there is one accomplishment that I must tell you about, because it is a direct reflection of her love for you and her desire for you to have an exceptional experience as a student athlete on this campus. If you didn't know, Dean Evans has covered the cost of student admission to almost every home NCAA tournament event for as many years as she's been dean. As a leader of student life, it is an exceptional gesture on her part to give every student on this campus the ability to attend championship events. Many of the amazing crowds we've had at these events are a direct result of Dean Evans' generosity and support. She is the consummate example of what makes W&L so special. Earlier this afternoon, Dean Evans emailed me to say she could not make it to tonight's ceremony. I decided to proceed with recognizing her because I want all of you to know just how extraordinarily Dean Evans has supported you and loved what you do. She has quietly but intentionally been your biggest fan. Thank you, Dean Evans. Now I turn the podium over to Sydney Anderson and Mackenzie Kane, class of 2025, to introduce the live voting for Moment of the Year and Play of the Year.
You guys can get your phones out to scan the QR code. Go ahead.
Good evening, Generals. For those of you who don't know me, I am a member of the women's golf team and the sideline sports reporter for the Rockbridge Report. I have had the honor of interviewing many of you after your games and asking what was going through your mind during that last game-changing play after the fact. But it's really those plays that keep replaying in your mind months later that truly make sports as great as they are and leave us wanting to come back next season. Well, these next two awards will be decided by you, and at the end of the videos, there will be a QR code on the screen behind me. Scan it with your phones and cast your vote, and I'll be back up at the end of the ceremony to announce the winners. Now, without further ado, the nominees for Play of the Year are Men's Soccer, with Will Joseph's decisive save in the penalty kick shootout against Colorado College to advance the team to its second Final Four in 3 seasons. Women's Basketball, with Mary Slicener's game-tying three-pointer at the buzzer, which sent the ODAC championship game into overtime, where the Generals won their second straight conference championship, 89-80 over Shenandoah University. And finally, Women's Lacrosse, with senior Hannah Bishop's highlight reel-worthy behind-the-back goal against Randolph-Macon in the ODAC semifinals. Please direct your attention to the screen so we can all experience these plays once more. Seeing those celebrations never gets old. Now, our seasons are made up of hundreds of plays, but they all lead up to that one special moment where you can just feel all the hard work, dedication, and sacrifices truly paid off. So with that, the nominees for Moment of the Year are Men's swimming, which sent 7 swimmers to the NCAA championships, the most since 2012, and all 7 of them earned All-America status. Women's basketball, with sophomore Mary Slicener's record-setting performance against Rhode Island College in the Sweet 16, where she had 34 points and an NCAA tournament record 33 rebounds, to send WNL to the Elite Eight for the first time in program history. And finally, men's lacrosse, punching their ticket to the Elite Eight for the second straight year, thanks to 3 goals in the final 2.5 minutes to defeat Lynchburg 16-13. It is the first time the program has made it to back-to-back quarterfinals since appearing in 3 straight from 1998 to 2000. Now, yet again, let's relive these moments all together and celebrate on our fellow generals. Congratulations to all of our nominees. Now is the time to vote. Just get out your cell phones, scan the QR code, and I will be back up at the end of the ceremony to announce the winners. Until then, I'd like to direct your attention to and invite up the Associate Director of Athletics, Bethany Danley. Thank you.
Hold on, we're busy. There's one. Who else needs one? Yep.
We have a lot of people up here on stage who are not very familiar with QR code usage.
They're too close. It's an angle. It's the angle. Did you get it? You got it? Okay.
Thanks everybody for being here tonight. It's always a lot of fun to recognize all of your accomplishments throughout the year. I have the pleasure of presenting the Wink Glasgow Spirit and Sportsmanship Award. This was established in 1959, and it's presented annually to the WNL senior who has demonstrated the highest qualities of true WNL spirit and sportsmanship. It's the embodiment of what it means to be a general. Recent recipients of this prestigious award include Aaron Addison, class of 2022, and Shek Toure, class of 2023. Please direct your attention to the screen for the announcement of our award finalists and our Wink Glasgow Spirit and Sportsmanship Award winner.
Finalists for the 2024 Wink Glasgow Spirit and Sportsmanship Award are Louisa Bynum, women's soccer, Eugenie Raveno, women's lacrosse, Adam Roy, men's track and field. This year's recipient of the Wink Glasgow Spirit and Sportsmanship Award is a native of Duxbury, Massachusetts, and is a captain of the women's lacrosse team. On the field, she has played an integral role in the team's success over her 3 years in Lexington. She has started all 63 games over the last 3 seasons on defense, amassing 146 ground balls, 107 caused turnovers, and 285 draw controls. All 3 rank in the top 10 in program history, with her 107 caused turnovers number 2 all-time, and her 285 draw controls being a program record. She has been named the ODAC Defensive Player of the Year all 3 seasons, as well as a First-Team All-Conference, First-Team All-Region, and First-Team All-American selection multiple times. Throughout her 3 seasons with the Blue and White, WNL has won 3 ODAC championships, set the program record for wins in a season twice, and have compiled a 55-8 overall record. Off the field, the accounting major has served as a career fellow in the Office of Career and Professional Development. She's the Vice President of Finance for Kappa Kappa Gamma Society and is a tutor at the local high school. Her coach Maddie Coleman describes her as the most hardworking and tenacious defender I have ever seen at the Division III level. She's the true embodiment of our program motto, I am third, which represents putting the program and teammates before oneself. Her teammates define her as the heart and soul of their team, the voice of reason and encouragement on the field, and an amazing representation of their program. This year's Wink Glasgow Spirit and Sportsmanship Award recipient is senior women's lacrosse player Eugenie Raveno.
I will now turn the program over to Dean T., who is going to present the Outstanding First Year Athlete Awards.
WNL community members, it is my pleasure to present the Outstanding First Year Athlete Awards. Established in 1960, the Outstanding First Year Athlete Awards are presented annually to a men's sport athlete and women's sport athlete showing the most athletic ability through their participation in varsity sports. Attitude, spirit, and sportsmanship are emphasized in selecting the recipient. Recent men's sport recipients include Wayme Egbe, class of 2022, and Dalton Job, class of 2023. Recent women's recipients include Letitia Rogner, class of 2022, and Mary Slicener, class of 2023. Please direct your attention to the screen for the announcement of our award finalists and the 2024 Men's Sports recipient of the Outstanding First Year Athlete Award.
Finalists for the Outstanding First Year Men's Sport Athlete Award are Leighton Chapman, men's swimming; George Mann, men's track and field; Jonathan McEwen, men's golf. This year's men's sport recipient of the Outstanding First Year Athlete Award is a native of Portsmouth, Virginia, and is a member of the men's golf team. This season, he ranks 14th in Division III and 10th in the region with an adjusted scoring average of 70.8 in 23 total rounds. He has played in 8 tournaments for the Blue and White and has 7 top 25 finishes to go along with 5 top 10s and 3 top 3 finishes. During the fall swing, he finished 13th at the NCAA preview, shooting under par in each of the final 2 rounds. His best individual tournament came at the Savannah Invitational in March, where he finished in a tie for second place, matching the program's 54-hole scoring record of 10 under par and having WNL finish in third as a team. Later this spring, he again tied for second place at the Emory Invitational, which helped the Generals finish in a tie for first. Just a few weeks ago at the ODAC Championship, he tied for third place individually, firing off 2 rounds of even par over the final 2 days to help WNL place third. He was named the ODAC Rookie of the Year, first team all-conference, a member of the all-tournament team, and helped the Generals secure an at-large bid to this week's NCAA Championship. This year's Outstanding First-Year Men's Sport Athlete Award recipient is men's golfer Jonathan McEwen.
So Jonathan is currently in Las Vegas with the men's golf team competing in the NCAA championships. But accepting the award on his behalf are the members of the golf team who are in attendance tonight.
Jonathan is currently 6 strokes under par halfway through the first round, which is impressive.
And now the announcement of the finalists and the winner of the 2024 Women's Sport recipient of the Outstanding First Year Athlete Award.
Finalists for the Outstanding First Year Women's Sport Athlete Award are Caitlin Crawford, women's swimming; Zoe Dolphus, field hockey; Ella Wong, women's golf. This year's Women's Sport recipient of the Outstanding First Year Athlete Award is a native of Pepper Pike, Ohio, and is a member of the women's golf team. Her impact on the team has been immediate, as she has been a top contributor to the women's golf program all season. Entering the NCAA tournament, she ranks 31st in the nation and 7th in the region with an adjusted scoring average of 74.3 in 16 total rounds. She has played in 7 tournaments for the Generals this season and has finished no lower than 15th, including 5 top 10s. She finished in a tie for 13th at the NCAA Championship preview back in October, and since the calendar is flipped to 2024, hasn't finished outside the top 10 in 4 events. Her best finish so far this spring was a solo 5th in a 99-player field at the Savannah Invitational, and just a few weeks ago placed 6th at the ODAC Championship. She was named first-team All-ODAC and a member of the All-Tournament team while helping the Generals win a 6th consecutive conference championship. This year's Outstanding First-Year Women's Sport Athlete Award recipient is women's golfer Ella Wong.
I will now turn the microphone over to Dean Fred LaRiviere, Associate Dean of the College.
Good evening, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here tonight with all of you to celebrate all of your accomplishments. Congratulations to all of you. It is my pleasure to present the William D. McHenry Scholar Athlete Awards. Established in 1986, the McHenry Scholar Athlete Awards are presented annually to a men's sport and a women's sport student athlete who has excelled in both the classroom and the field of play. The awardees must have a cumulative grade point average of at least a 3.5 and must have made outstanding contributions to intercollegiate athletics at W&L. Recent women's sports recipients include Sam Johnson, class of 2022, and Tess Munesis, class of 2023. Recent men's sport recipients include Nick Spagnoletti, class of 2022, and Mitchell Salvino, class of 2023. Please direct your attention to the screen for the announcement of our award finalists and the 2024 women's sport recipient of the William McHenry Scholar Athlete Award.
Finalists for the William McHenry Women's Sports Scholar Athlete Award are Sydney Hefner, volleyball; Elise Molinaro, women's cross country and track and field; Claire O'Brien, equestrian. This year's women's sport recipient of the William McHenry Scholar Athlete Award is a native of Nashville, Tennessee, and is a 4-year letter winner and 2023 team captain of the volleyball team. She has proven to be one of the best players in program history, leading the Generals to 3 ODAC championships. Over her 4-year career, she has played in 105 matches, registering 1,116 kills, 1,152 digs, 120 aces, and 99 total blocks as an outside hitter. After playing in just 13 matches during her first season, she had a breakout sophomore season where she was named the ODAC Player of the Year, First Team All-Conference, and an honorable mention All-Region selection. She led the team and conference with 433 kills while helping W&L to an ODAC championship. In her junior season, she started all 30 matches, leading the team with 454 kills, which ranks 2nd in the ODAC and 12th in Division III. She garnered First Team All-ODAC, First Team All-Region, and AVCA Honorable Mention All-American honors. This past fall, she became the 7th player in program history to record over 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs for her career while leading the Blue and White to their 19th ODAC championship. Off the field, the business administration major and mass communications minor is a published researcher at Vanderbilt University. She served as the director of sales and merchandising for Mott Kahn, W&L Williams Investment Society Consumer Staples Group Head, and the former vice president of the finance for Panhellenic Executive Council. She's also a 7-time W&L Scholar Athlete and has been named to the president's list twice. This year's William McHenry Women's Sports Scholar Athlete Award recipient is senior volleyball player Sydney Hefner.
And now, the announcement of the finalists and the winner of the 2024 men's sport recipient of the William McHenry Scholar Athlete Award.
The finalists for the William McHenry Men's Sports Scholar Athlete Award are Josh Fingerhut, men's cross country and track and field, Jacob Jackson, baseball, Peyton Pack, football. This year's men's sport recipient of the William McHenry Scholar Athlete Award is a native of Caldwell, West Virginia, and a member of the football team. After not being able to compete in his first year, he took to the field for the first time as a general in the fall of 2021, playing in 9 games for W&L as a defensive end. In his junior season, he played in all 10 games for the Blue and White as a contributor to the team's defensive front. In his senior season this past fall, he played in all 11 games, registering 27 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, and was second on the team with 5 sacks while forcing a pair of fumbles. Over his career, he has played in 30 games, notching 34 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and 5.5 sacks, while helping W&L to a 21-11 overall record and a 14-6 mark in ODAC play, including being part of the team's 2021 ODAC championship. Off the field, the accounting major earned the 2023 ODAC Football Scholar Athlete of the Year award, while being named CSC Academic All-District. He is a Johnson Scholar, served as the General Secretary on the Executive Committee for this year's Mock Con. He's been a W&L Scholar Athlete every term and has been named to the President's List 3 times while doing it all with a 4.0 cumulative GPA. This year's William McHenry Men's Sports Scholar Athlete Award recipient is senior football player Peyton Pack.
I'll turn the program back over to Mackenzie Kane.
I got envelopes this time. This is so cool. All right, well, I guess it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Our winner of Play of the Year is Mary Slicner and her buzzer beater at the ODAC Championships with 63% of the votes. Congratulations. And finally, our moment of the year is Mary Slicner and her NCAA record-breaking performance in the Sweet 16. With 54%. Congratulations to all of our nominees and all of our winners, and I would like to invite President Dudley up to the podium.
Good evening, everybody. Best part of my job is watching you play sports. Thank you for making that possible, and it is a pleasure to celebrate your achievements tonight. I had a meeting earlier today with the presidents of all the other ODAC schools, and they are bitter and grumpy because you keep stomping them, and they really dislike me, which I wear as a badge of honor as a testament to your dominance of the conference. So thank you for that. Like you, I was a D3 athlete. I was a swimmer and a water polo player. This weekend I just went to a reunion of my former teammates, and all our records have been broken. Most of our wins and our losses have been forgotten, but 35 years later, they're my best friends on the planet, and I think that you're going to experience that too. And the work that you're putting in now, it matters a lot in the present, but you're going to reap the rewards for the rest of your lives. So I'm thrilled for you on that account. I'm here to present the Preston R. Brown Most Valuable Athlete Awards. This award was established in 1954 and is awarded annually to the most outstanding and most valuable senior men's sport athlete and senior women's sport athlete. It's awarded to athletes who excel in sportsmanship and contribute the most to athletics based on their overall performance and proficiency during their college career. Recent men's sports recipients include Joe O'Connor, 2022, Ryan Luth, class of 23. Recent women's sports recipients include Sarah Emile, class of 2022, and Ali Schwab, class of 2023. Please take a look at the screen for the announcement of our finalists and the 2024 men's sport recipient of the Press Brown Award.
Finalists for the Press Brown Most Valuable Men's Sport Athlete Award are Alex Brown, men's lacrosse, Robert DeCibio, men's basketball. Adam Roy, men's track and field. This year's men's sport recipient of the Press Brown Most Valuable Athlete Award is a native of Sandy Hook, Connecticut, and is a 4-year letter winner and captain of the men's basketball team. He had an immediate impact on the men's basketball program, appearing in 23 games off the bench during his first season. After taking a year off from school during COVID, he returned to the floor for the Generals in the fall of 2021, starting all 23 games, averaging 17.9 points per game and 5.8 rebounds per game, while being named a second-team All-ODAC selection. During his junior season, he once again started all 26 games for the Generals, leading the ODAC and region in scoring at 22.8 points per game, while shooting 48.8% from the field and over 39% from three-point range. He chipped in 6.7 rebounds per contest and surpassed 1,000 career points. The highlight of his junior season was an ODAC tournament record 46 points in a 4-overtime game against Roanoke in the conference tournament. In his senior season, he only enhanced his positioning as one of the top scorers in program history. For a second straight season, he led the ODAC in scoring with 22.3 points per game, while starting all 28 games for the Generals and helping W&L reach the ODAC championship game for the first time since 2009. He was once again a first-team All-ODAC selection, was named second-team All-Region by D3Hoops.com, and an NABC Reese's Division III All-Star Game participant, just the second W&L player to ever get invited to the All-Star Game. He finishes his career with 100 games played, 1,708 points, the fifth most in program history, 545 rebounds, while shooting 46.5% from the field, 38.9% from three-point range, and his 190 made three-pointers are the second most in program history. This year's recipient of the Press Brown Most Valuable Men's Sport Athlete Award is senior men's basketball player Robert DeCibio.
And now we present the finalists and the winner of the 2024 Women's Sport recipient of the Press Brown Award.
Finalists for the Press Brown Most Valuable Women's Sport Athlete Award are Hannah Bishop, Women's Lacrosse; Caitlin Gamble, Women's Track and Field; Hannah Malik, Women's Basketball. This year's Women's Sport recipient of the Press Brown Most Valuable Athlete Award is a native of Bronxville, New York, and a member of the women's lacrosse team. As an attacker, she earned 4 letters, has started 69 of the 76 games she's appeared in, and is a team captain this season. She played in just 14 games as a rookie in 2021, making 7 starts and leading the team with 46 goals, while being named the ODAC Rookie of the Year and a third-team All-Conference selection. Her 2022 season was a continuation of her first year and was a sign of things to come. She led the team with 56 goals and was second on the team with 73 points, while garnering first-team All-ODAC, first-team All-Region, and third-team All-American honors. In her junior season last spring, she was once again the driving force for the W&L attack. She finished with a team-best 81 points, thanks to 63 goals and 18 assists. Her 63 goals and 81 points are both the third most in a single season in program history, and it helped her grab first-team All-ODAC and first-team All-Region citations, while being named an IWLCA second-team All-American. Her senior campaign has only cemented her standing among the all-time greats in Washington and Lee women's lacrosse history. She has produced 53 goals and 35 assists for 88 points, while becoming the program's all-time leading scorer and points leader. She was named the ODAC Offensive Player of the Year and currently has the second most points in a single season in program history with 88 points. As a team, the Generals have compiled the 69-9 record over her 4 seasons, winning 4 ODAC championships and advancing to the NCAA regional semifinals every year. She is part of the winningest senior class in W&L women's lacrosse history and has helped the Generals set the program record for wins in 2 of her 4 seasons. She sits first all-time in goals with 218 and points with 295, while making her the only player in school history, men's or women's, with over 200 career goals. This year's Press Brown Most Valuable Women's Sport Athlete Award recipient is senior women's lacrosse player Hannah Bishop.
All right, for the final award of the year, it's my pleasure to present the third ever Athlete of the Year award. Established in 2022, the Athlete of the Year is presented annually to the Washington and Lee student athlete who's achieved the most in athletic competition in a single academic year. Please direct your attention to the screen for the finalists and this year's recipient.
Finalists for the Athlete of the Year award are Robert DeCibio, men's basketball; Dalton Job, men's swimming; Mary Slicener, women's basketball. The recipient of the third annual Athlete of the Year award is a native of Charlotte, North Carolina, and is a member of the women's basketball team. After being named the D3Hoops.com National Rookie of the Year in her first season, number 50 for the Blue and White had a record-setting sophomore season. Starting all 32 games for the Generals, she turned in one of the finest seasons in WNL women's basketball history as she broke single-season records for points, rebounds, and blocks. Her 23.9 points per game were good enough for 7th in Division III. Her 105 blocks ranked 3rd in the nation, while leading the country with 17.2 rebounds per game and 27 double-doubles. She was named the ODAC Player of the Year, the conference's Defensive Player of the Year, part of the All-Tournament team, and the Most Outstanding Player of the ODAC Tournament for a second straight season as the Generals won their second consecutive conference title. Her top individual performances came in the NCAA tournament, where she led WNL to its first ever win in the Big Dance, behind a program record 45 points against Vassar in round 1. She followed that up the next weekend in the Sweet 16 with an NCAA Division III tournament single-game record 33 rebounds against Rhode Island College. In total, Slicener broke her own single-game rebounding record 3 times this season, posting 10 games with at least 20 boards, 8 20-point and 20-rebound games, and the only 30-30 game in program history with 34 points and 33 rebounds against Rhode Island College. She was named the D3Hoops.com Region 6 Player of the Year, was a first-team All-American by D3Hoops.com and the WBCA, while breaking 7 program records, 4 ODAC records, and 1 NCAA tournament record. This year's Athlete of the Year award recipient is sophomore women's basketball player Mary Slicener.
And now Athletic Director Jan Hathorn will close us out.
Thank you, Will. All right, you guys, just a few announcements. We want to take a picture of all student athletes, and the best way to do it is to have you all shift up into the bleachers, but don't go yet. If you won a major award tonight, after the all-athlete picture, we'd like to get a picture of you as individuals, in a group, that is. And then we are having dinner over in Evans Dining Hall. Please join us there as soon as the all-athlete photo is taken. Thank you again for an amazing year. We are adjourned. Go Generals!